Coming up on WBOC News at noon.
High water forces evacuations and road closures, and there is more rain on the way. We've got full coverage for you.
And besides water rescues, firefighters were busy dealing with several fires possibly caused by lightning strikes.
And in Hoboken, New Jersey this morning, a deadly train crash as a commuter train plows into a terminal building during rush hour.
Now, WBOC News at noon, Delmarva's news leader.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Carley.
And I'm Steve Hammond. Welcome to WBOC News at noon. Relentless rain has really swamped much of the Delmarva Peninsula.
And we have high water still in many places right now. This is Morris Mill Pond near Fruitland, and more rain is on the way. So let's start things off with meteorologist Mike Lichniak. Mike?
Good afternoon to you, Jackie. Good afternoon, everybody else. Yes, we've seen quite a bit of rain already across Delmarva with more on the way. Take a look at some of these totals from last night. Harbison, Delaware, 8.53 inches of rain, 7.16 being reported in Milton, Delaware. This is as of about 9 o'clock this morning. In Bridgeville, 4.46 inches of rain. But take a look at Allen at 8.27 inches. At Public Landing in Maryland, we saw 7.52 inches of rain. And there's more rain falling, especially along the coast as you look at live storm tracker radar. And all that rain that's right now raining along the coastline, well, that's going to start pinwheeling its way back across Delmarva. So there's more on the way, folks. We'll talk about the forecast in detail, tell you when this rain will finally get out of here in a few minutes.
All right, Mike, thanks. And just south of Salisbury, people living in one community had to pack their bags and evacuate this morning due to severe flooding. Now, this is the development just off Canal Park Drive. It's called Canal Woods, and as you can see from the map here, there's just one road in and out. And that's where we find WBOC's Tyler Butler, who was there during the evacuation this morning. And Tyler, the concern is that one road has been flooded out by a dam breach.
Jacqueline, many of the people living in these first-floor apartments here were told by firefighters this morning to wake up and evacuate. Now, as you can see, several hours later, a lot of those apartments are completely flooded.
There's only one way in or out. Wycomico County was working this morning to make sure people were only getting out. Marie Jones took us into her first-floor apartment. She was woken up this morning by firefighters standing in her bedroom telling her to pack her things.
When they came, there was no water in here, but there was water outside, and they said, that there was flooding, that I had to, evacuate.
She tried her best to put things on shelves and tables to protect them. Walking on her waterlogged carpets with the power cut off, she never thought this was even a remote possibility.
This is just the way it is.
This is surreal.
I wish, it had been a nightmare instead of, waking up to see firemen standing there in my bedroom.
The development is surrounded on both sides by water, and it was rising quickly.
All the water that's rising in that pond there is going into a pipe. That pipe is running underneath this road here, and it's coming out over here, where you've got this giant, almost pump-like thing going on here with the water. That looks like it's being forced through there artificially. That's all Mother Nature. That's the kind of force of water that's being put on these apartment buildings and through that one pipe alone.
Charles Twilley is unfortunately celebrating his birthday by packing his car and leaving his home of 10 years.
I'm originally from Ocean City, so I'm used to the floods and whatnot. No, not here. I thought we were a high spot right here, to be honest with you,
It's a sight he thought he'd never see.
I'm second floor. My neighbor downstairs, she's already underwater. I understand over there on the first floor, which is really low, the refrigerator is floating. So that's for a lot of money, a lot more water in there.
Evacuees are being told that they'll be allowed home in the next 2 to 3 days.
Now, the concerns on the part of emergency workers really deal with this one road in or out. They're concerned that once this road floods, which you can see some of the water pooling up there, they're thinking around high tide, 3 p.m., this road could be flooded out. If there were an emergency in here and people were in here, they wouldn't be able to get a fire truck or an ambulance in here in that emergency. Reporting live in Fruitland, Tyler Butler, WBOC News.
All right, Tyler, thank you. A busy morning elsewhere as well, including for first responders in the city of Salisbury. Take a look at this washout discovered this morning. This is on North Park Drive, just off of Beagland Park Drive. Obviously, emergency repairs will need to be done there. Firefighters also responding numerous times throughout the night to flooding emergencies, cars stuck in water, and also assisting with a fire in Fruitland. Some downtown businesses even saw a few inches of water as well. And with more rain, as Mike said, expected this afternoon, the city of Salisbury certainly right now on high alert.
High tide is going to be at about 3:20 this afternoon, so we're going to have rain event and high tide coinciding. So we are obviously going to be monitoring all grounds and monitoring high water spots throughout the day. What we advise is this: stay off the roads if possible. If you're concerned about flooding, please go to the Red Cross shelter at Wycomico High School.
Mayor Day says more firefighters have been made available to assist in any emergencies throughout the day in the city of Salisbury.
And many areas of Sussex County are still underwater at this hour. And thanks to several of you sending in your pictures, we can show everyone what they look like right now. Anita Thomas is in Harbison, which Mike was just saying had more than 8 inches of rain. She sent in these shots of what looks to be her yard. And as you can see, deep water covers the entire area, possibly the road also in front. And then here's another angle from Anita. You can see there that car stranded in the water there in Harbison. Just a mess up there. And then Antonio Pilot sent us this picture from Millsboro, where you can see the water is up to the curbs there as well today too. Now these are just a few of the many pictures people are sending into our website and our Facebook page. So if you'd like to see more and get a list of road closures because of the water, you can get it now on WBOC.com.
Well, this storm certainly keeping emergency crews busy all night long, either from water rescues or fires. And we are learning now of multiple reports of homes being struck by lightning. Take a look at this video from the Indian River Volunteer Fire Company. They responded to this fire on Tuscany Drive in Millsboro about 11:45 last night. Fire, flames shooting through the roof. No word yet on damage estimates or if there were any injuries. And in Lewis, take a look at these photos from another house fire, courtesy of the Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company. This is in the Plantation Development on Lakeside Drive. It was about 1:30 this morning. Firefighters say a heavy thunderstorm was passing through the area at the time. Look at those flames. Crews from Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, and 6 other companies responded. They say nobody was inside at the time, but as you can see, the building suffered heavy damage. Crews were on the scene several hours battling those flames. The fire marshal is investigating the cause of these fires. A lightning strike is definitely a possibility. But indeed, a long night for fire and EMS crews all over the peninsula. Thanks, guys and gals, for all you do. Moving on now to New Jersey, a train packed with commuters barreled into a busy train station in Hoboken, New Jersey this morning. At least 3 people were killed. Dozens of passengers have been hurt. And Jamie Yukas has the very latest from Hoboken.
Witnesses say the commuter train slammed through a barrier into a wall at full force inside the rail station in Hoboken, New Jersey. At least 100 people were injured. The platform was packed with people waiting to commute into New York City. Kirby Fisher was sitting in the front car on the left side.
It just didn't stop. It was like a big crash, and then everything from the ceiling just fell in.
Officials say the station's roof partially collapsed on top of the train and debris littered the reception area. CBS Evening News executive producer Steve Kappas was at the scene.
There were scores of people here, many of them with bloodied shirts, clothing, head injuries. I saw one person with what appeared to be a broken leg.
Rescue crews climbed through crumpled train cars to reach passengers trapped under mangled metal and dangling wires. The injured passengers were taken to a parking lot that turned into a triage area. Federal investigators will try to figure out what happened here. They'll look at various factors, including the condition of the tracks and the speed of the train.
There was no warning, like everybody just stunned.
New Jersey Transit Service has been suspended at the Hoboken station indefinitely. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Hoboken, New Jersey.
As we continue here at noon on the Health Beat today, some new concerns when it comes to high blood pressure in children.
Plus, a way to protect mothers during C-sections. WBOC News at noon. We'll be right back.